Hi everyone, this could have been an Alia video, but I got sidetracked and went down a rabbit hole, looking at the rumored Switch 2 specs. Um, this sheet is very interesting for the fact that, one, it gives us a lot of information, but also literally none. So, let's start off with the question everyone wants to know. What is a GMLX 30-R-A1? Frankly, I don't know. But if we use our head, and by previous NVIDIA naming schemes, we will get this, the GM204. What is a GM204? You might know it better as the GPU that powers the 90 series. Or the 980 series, I should say. Not 99 series. I don't know what they called it. Everything got weird after they won it, but more or less, it is a souped up version of the OG Maxwell, which was the 70 series or 7 series that was notoriously bad for overheating. The 9 series was really good, and then Pascal was way better. But I digress. All right. Now, why do you care about why should we care about the GM204? What about what's in the Switch? Because it's a GM20B. What is a GM20B, you might ask? It is a clock down version of a GPU and a CPU. Now, this is a GPU specifically. I want to point that out. This is not the whole SoC model number. But I'm getting there. We have the Tegra X1 here, which is the GPU that powers the Switch. And there you go. Here's our confirmation of the other one, GM20B. But this model number, again, these model numbers don't line up with this new one at all, right? We've got the ODNX02, which I think is the Nintendo one, -A. Can I see a Switch one quick? There's a picture here. Yeah, ODNX 10-1A. And that will give you the... So this is our Switch variant here. ODNX. Are you noticing something here? NX OD-2. I think there was a -1 too, which is here. Yeah, this is I think this one's in this Switch. 21. No, this is the OLED variant, isn't it? I think this is the OLED variant one because it had slightly different. Partly because they discontinued it at one point. We have our model numbers here. ODN NX. Did you notice that in this model number here, there is no N? I believe this is revision A1. So this could be the final revision of this. But what is a GMLX 30? Again, does that line up with what we already know? No. I'm not trying to say that this whole leak is full of junk, because it could very well be correct. It is completely plausible that NVIDIA and Nintendo have worked out an entirely different naming scheme or naming model variant for these SoCs than the ones that they've been using before. Completely possible. But so I feel like take this with a grain of salt because I don't think this is the correct information. Or it is a brand new whatever. There's also another piece of information here that's weirded out to me. But we'll get down. So this next one, memory module, is an MT62 F768M64D4EK-026. Oh man, don't you love these? The best. Anyway, I found the MT62. I'll leave it there. The MT62 here on Mauser. It is restricted availability, but it's apparently also a obsolete or I can't buy this product in my region, but that's fine. I didn't really want to buy it. I just want to know how much they cost so I could give a rough estimate. However, if I'm looking at this, the information here does make sense. And some of it does line up, but the one thing that doesn't line up here is this X. Now, all DDR is dual channel. If you run one, it just runs at half speed and super nerdy doesn't matter. The double data rate. That's all that matters. It's low power, double data rate 5x. The speed here does not line up with the other speed I have on this list, but this could be a variant of it. And the fact that the one that I have comes up discontinued or obsolete or has been replaced by the manufacturer leads me to believe that this SKU here is a prototype or a dev kit. It's not the final product. Hi everyone, Future Torloth here. I just realized something looking back at this. There's no battery listed. In all these components here, there's no battery. No size, nothing, no wattage, not a thing. Just thought I would point that out. Back to the regular scheduled. Because while they would be manufacturing dev kits right now, they're probably not getting ready to manufacture full consumer units just yet. Okay. Now, the next thing on the list that's weird is this flash memory module. Not the actual module itself. This seems to be fine. I can't find the exact module. This one says it's, and they go for about $78 a piece if you buy them individually. Remember, you're Nintendo, you're gonna be buying millions of these. This seems a little expensive for flash storage for Nintendo consoles. All I'm trying to say here. But also, I want to point out this one thing here, and I found it very funny. Kyaxia? Do you mean Kioxia? It used to be Toshiba memory. But using Kioxia makes perfect sense. Nintendo's used Kioxia for, well, Toshiba and Kioxia for years for stuff. But some of this other stuff is just the two different types of cooling fans. But the one thing on this sheet that kind of throws me for a loop is the console protective size. Okay, so I have a switch here. Now, it says 14 millimeters, so that's how thick it is. If I measure my switch, I'm going to pull up one of the Joy-Cons and measure it from the middle, because the edges are rounded. Okay, to be as fair as possible, I've got a metric measuring tape here. So it's a millimeter thinner than the original Switch. But here's the kicker. So it says 206 millimeters across. Okay? So 206 millimeters across is basically this. Now, if you read this, it says the HGU1100, which is the game console itself, which should be just the tablet. This is how big the tablet is. If you take off one Joy-Con and you measure from here to here, this is a launch Switch. So take that as you will. But it's 206 is from here to here. That's how big the tablet, just the tablet's supposed to be in the new one. I don't know how much that's gonna matter to people, but that seems kind of big. Now maybe you're wondering how tall it is in comparison. So mine, again, I had to find a spot where I can measure it. So we're 1, it's 10, that's 102-ish millimeters. So it's another 13 millimeters tall, which I think is fine, and 1 more millimeter thick. But that's how big the case is supposed to be, so that means maybe it's the same thickness as this. I'm not 100% sure, but it would make sense. The DisplayPort to HDMI conversion chip, I don't understand why you would need this, for instance. Unless that's how they did the signal conversion in the other one. Like, forgive me for not knowing everything, but there's some speculation right here. Because the video signal conversion chip, which I'm guessing is converting the internal display to the HDMI port on the dock, must be this one. This RTD2175N. It must be. Because it supports HDMI 2.1. Okay. Look, I'm not here to poke fun at these or be weird. I'm here to look at this and be like, okay. Some of this seems plausible, some of this seems a little out there. I don't know if this protective case is like talking about this case that's on the Switch that covers the motherboard and whatever, that you consider the console itself, or if it's like something you slip the Switch into. So we'll leave it at that for now. If you type in the model number for this SoC now, all you're going to get is these articles just over and over and over and over and over again. But I cannot find it anywhere on NVIDIA's website or Tech Power Up or anything like that. Now, well, I could find it on Tech Power Up, but it was like in a rumor section. It wasn't like an actual spread. There wasn't actually a data sheet to say, you know, what features it has, what GPU architecture, what it's all running. That said, I feel like this sort of makes sense, but I definitely feel like 12 gigs of RAM is too much for the final product. I think it will either be 6 or 8. That's just the way I think it's going to roll out. Because you add 12 gigs of RAM, I don't think you're really going to need it. That's just some thought, food to chew on, I think, here. Next week, there might be another video this week. I was trying to get some people around, my Battle Brothers around, to talk about Space Marine 2. And hopefully that happens today, but we're waiting on a battle brother. But yeah, let me know what you think about these Switch 2 rumors. You think I'm crazy? You think I'm wrong? You think I'm right? It helps you a bit. Until next time. At the night.